From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Wednesday morning. We're still dealing with some minor river flooding along the Naches and the Yakima. We'll continue to deal with that through Thursday. A little bit windy for today and for tonight. Some of those peak gusts around 30 to 45 miles per hour. We could have another half a foot of snow for a cascade passes through early tomorrow morning. Okay, temperatures out there this morning. Once again, not feeling half bad. 46 for the Tri-Cities, 51 for Walla Walla, but considerably colder in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys as we're sitting at 30 and 38 for Yakima and Ellensburg, respectively. First alert radar showing you just a few light rain showers in the Blues, a few light snow showers in the Cascades. Points in between, we are looking dry. Here's your umbrella cast for this Wednesday for the Tri-Cities. A low wind chance of a shower very early this morning. After that, it should be a dry day. So for today, we'll have temperatures getting up into the 50s and 60s. It will be windy out there. Rain chances are going to be on the lower end of the scale, but we cannot say the same for the wind. So we'll talk about that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, an arrest made in a deadly Yakima shooting months later. The suspect now facing multiple felony charges. What we know about the case and what's still left unanswered, and how the investigation led to this moment. Plus, a teenager's life cut short and a case still open. Now his family is speaking out months later, still looking for the driver who killed their loved one. This morning, the search for answers continues as they ask the public to step in their emotional plea for help. And spring is just starting, but wildfire concerns are already growing. Officials say early warning signs are showing up. This morning, we'll see how crews are preparing for what could be ahead this season. Details of these stories and much more straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good Wednesday morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Good Morning Northwest. I'm Wendy Redman. Your time is 5:02. We begin this morning with a crime alert. This as Yakima authorities arrested a man connected with a shooting that left another man dead. Here's what we know. The 35-year-old suspect faces multiple charges, including second-degree murder, a drive-by shooting, and unlawful possession of a firearm. A 32-year-old victim was found shot early on November 8th, 2024 on Erickson Lane and died at the scene despite efforts to save him. Yakima police are asking anyone with any information to call detectives. From one investigation to another, still searching for answers. We're following up this morning on an unsolved hit and run that killed a Sunnyside teen. Now his family is asking the community to come forward. In a story we first brought you last October, this morning Apple Valley News Now's Caleb Stipkovitz has the very latest.
We just want that person to see our pain, because we are in pain. We are in pain because we lost our baby brother.
5 months after 17-year-old Israel Ramirez of Sunnyside was killed in a hit-and-run, his family is still looking for answers. A student at Sunnyside High School and Employee of the Year at a local Popeyes restaurant, Ramirez's family describes him as a hardworking teen with big dreams. He planned to attend Perry Technical Institute in Yakima after graduation.
He just had plans, and he knew the key to achieving those plans was to hard work and dedication. So not be able to get to those goals that I knew he was gonna reach easily is heartbreaking.
On October 4th, just 5 days before his 18th birthday, Ramirez was struck and killed late at night on a Sunnyside road. The car sped off before police arrived, nearly hitting several witnesses. The vehicle is described as a dark-colored four-door sedan with chrome rims. Months later, the case remains unsolved, leaving his family desperate for answers.
I just told them to put themselves in our shoes of, we got questions that are not going to be answered till this comes closure. We don't know what happened that night.
You know, and that person didn't stop and help him and see if he needed any help or see if he was okay.
And it feels like we let him down. We haven't achieved what he wanted, you know.
Whether it's a witness, someone with security footage, or the driver themselves, Ramirez's family is asking anyone with information to come forward. Anyone with information can contact Detective Garcia at the Yakima County Sheriff's Office at 509-574-2500. Reporting from Sunnyside, Caleb Stipkovitz, Apple Valley News Now.
Another way to do it now, if you have any information, you can also submit a tip to the Yakima County Crime Stoppers. And while one family searches for answers, another community is coming together to help its own. In continuing coverage this morning, 3 downtown Kennewick shops damaged in a fire will receive thousands of dollars in relief. This after neighboring businesses stepped up to raise money on their behalf. A Monday fundraiser at Rockabilly Roasters brought in more than $4,000 with proceeds set to be split between the 3 stores evenly. Rockabilly's owner says it's the busiest day since he took over in 2024, and he's grateful that the community showed up to support their neighbors.
It was awesome to have everybody show up like they did. And like I said, we had so many businesses help out. We had people donating pastries and sandwiches that we were able to sell. And other shops set up out here and were doing some of their stuff and selling stuff. And so it was just really neat to see everybody come together.
Absolutely. And Ice Harbor Brewery also helped raise money for the affected businesses on Monday. As communities come together locally, state leaders are also looking ahead to potential challenges. Turning now to a fire watch this morning, as Washington state leaders are already sounding the alarm about what could be a challenging wildfire season just months away. Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen says low snowpack and dry conditions are early warning signs, but a restored funding package for wildfire prevention and response could make a big difference.
With spring just getting started, state fire officials are already looking ahead to what could be a tough wildfire season in Washington. Commissioner of Public Lands Dave Upthegrove, who oversees the state's wildfire response through the Department of Natural Resources, says early warning signs are already there.
One indication we're seeing that is troubling is very low snowpack. And snowpack alone isn't a concern, but it's one of the indications of potential drought condition.
And that can create the perfect conditions for fires to spark and spread fast, especially in eastern Washington, where communities have seen devastating fires in recent years.
In the next month or so, the scientists at multiple state agencies will be analyzing a lot of factors and determining what the drought level and drought risk is.
Upthegrove says they're in a stronger position to prepare this year after lawmakers restored tens of millions of dollars to wildfire funding.
Keeping the public safe in central Washington from wildfire is one of my top priorities as state lands commissioner. Central Washington is ground zero for wildfire. People here are accustomed to living with smoke and they understand the risk of wildfire.
Last year, the state legislature cut DNR's wildfire budget in half, something that could have made a major impact on this year's fire season. Upthegrove says that money is critical to make sure crews and equipment are ready before fires start. And the good news, he says, is the legislature restored it. All of it.
I made it my top priority as commissioner over this last year to build a coalition of support to restore that wildfire funding. We worked with Central Washington tribes, with the forestry industry, with environmentalists, with fire services to make the case to the legislature.
And the goal is now to catch fires early before they threaten homes and communities, because once they get big, the cost to fight them and rebuilding afterwards can climb fast. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Upthegrove says with the restored funding, the state is better positioned to respond quickly if fires spark. Looking to Kennewick now, where an effort to create a local version of Seattle's Pike Place Market has come to an end. The public market at the Columbia River Warehouse closed at the former Welch's plant on East Bruno Avenue. We spoke with Stephanie Button from the Historic Downtown Kennewick Partnership, who says the space will now shift focus to a new concept, the Public Market Premier Kitchen, a shared commercial kitchen and event space for food businesses. Some tenants, including separate leased spaces like Harbor Brewing, are not affected and will remain in place. Vendors began announcing moves during the weekend, while signs at the market confirmed the closure. Public market officials have not yet returned our calls for comment. And while one local business space is closing in Kennewick, growth and development are picking up just down the road in Prosser. There, city leaders are looking ahead to a major public safety investment with plans underway for a new police station. Officials say the project is one of the city's top priorities for 2026 as they continue planning for future growth and public safety needs. The Prosser Police Department is currently located at 205 Haggerty Lane, and city leaders say the goal is to build a new facility that better meets the needs of the officers and the community. Leaders say they've been working with state lawmakers to pursue grants while also looking at selling surplus city-owned properties and using reserve funds to help cover costs. The final location and design of the facility will ultimately be decided by City Council, with planning efforts already underway.
Have a general idea that we're working through the architects that we've hired as well as our city engineers. So we're working through those conversations.
City leaders say the new police station is a key step toward improving public safety infrastructure and supporting future growth in the Prosser community. Your time is 5:11 here on Good Morning Northwest. Still ahead, a Tri-Cities family facing an unimaginable diagnosis. Their baby daughter now fighting a rare form of cancer. Now they're leaning on hope and community support. This morning, we're taking an in-depth look at the baby's fight and the support behind her. That story, you won't want to miss it, is after the break. But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth will have your first alert weather forecast as you step out the door this morning. Here is a live look from Kennewick. We'll be right back.
The wall-to-wall sale at Furniture Row has been extended, and that means everything is still on sale. Find amazing deals on sofas, dining groups, bedroom sets, and mattresses. Shop the comfort, the style, the selection, the savings. The extended wall-to-wall sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
At McCurley Subaru, your tax refund arrives at the right time for the Subaru A Lot to Love event. New incentives have been released, giving you more savings. That means your refund can go further, helping lower your monthly payment on a vehicle you rely on every day. Whether you're looking for a brand new Subaru or a McCurley certified pre-owned vehicle, this is a smart window to upgrade. Don't let your refund disappear. Invest it in something newer, safer, and more reliable. McCurley Subaru, your way home.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox or pick one up in store today. Jumbo vegetables, annuals, pansies, and 4-inch premium annuals are sale priced at $3.79 each. Save $2 on Old Trapper 8 to 10 ounce beef jerky. Coke brand 12 packs are sale priced at $6.95 each. Save $5 on 5 quarts of Mobile Full Synthetic HM oil. Plus find NutriNuggets dry dog food sale priced at $29.99. Find even more savings in store with our extra member discounts only at Bi-Mart.
Here's your reminder about the Working Families Tax Credit, a refund of up to $1,330 back for all qualified workers in Washington, not just families. Get help at www.workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
We need a secure place for our savings after that little girl broke in and...
She broke my little piggy bank.
I checked all my socials and asked around. Little Red Riding Hood and the Three Pigs all said the same thing.
Yep, they say Yakima Federal Savings and Loan is safe and secure.
I bet the big bad wolf can't even get in there.
And there are 10 of them right here in our forest.
Only one local bank is right for a bear's hard-earned honey.
Yakima Federal Savings and Loan. Not too big, not too small, just right. Member FDIC.
Say no to middleman mattress Marco Malaise. And yes to factory direct savings at Denver Mattress.
During the final days of the March mattress sale, everything is on sale, like the Consumer Reports recommended Doctor's Choice plush and free shipping.
Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
All you gotta do is go, what's up?
What's that?
Go practice.
Yes!
No more sad sack, full-on fun sack.
That's what I'm talking about.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Will be a little bit windy out there for today. Some of those gusts up around 30 to 45 miles per hour for both today and for tonight. So Let's first go ahead and show you the current wind gust on the map. And yeah, it's definitely already pretty gusty up in the Cascades. A gust of up around 35 miles per hour for both White Pass and Salish Pass. Already some gust up around 20 miles per hour for Hermiston, and then getting into the foothills of the Blue Mountains. These are only going to pick up as the day progresses. So here are those hour-by-hour gusts for the Yakima Valley. You can see by lunchtime already getting pretty breezy out there, windy by 2 p.m. And then the highest gust is going to be from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. up around 40 miles per hour. Of course, you can see hour by hour and day by day wind gusts just like that for your exact home address location by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. Here's a summation of the wind gusts we're expecting for today. For lower elevations between 35 to 45 miles per hour. We could see some gust up around 50 miles per hour for Salish Pass and Blewett Pass. And then for tonight, lower elevations still between 30 to 45 miles per hour. And then a touch calmer there for those passes on U.S. Highway 97. Very quickly, we still have avalanche danger today. It is considerable, but this is mostly out of our viewing area. Just a little touch up on what considerable avalanche danger means. It means you have to evaluate the snowpack very carefully, find your routes very cautiously, make very conservative decision making. But the big threat this week with our weather going to be in the form of the river flooding. That's continuing through tomorrow at least. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thank you so much. This morning, we are taking an in-depth look at a Pasco family facing the fight of their lives. Their baby was diagnosed with a rare form of liver cancer. Now they're asking for help as they prepare for months of treatment away from home. This morning, Apple Valley News Now's Austin Reed shares their story.
3-month-old Lucia may be small, but her fight is anything but.
We're going through a lot. A life change that we never expected.
Just days ago, her family's world changed forever. Lucia was diagnosed with hepatoblastoma. It's a rare form of liver cancer in children.
First, start off as just a normal day. Noticed something on her right side that was just very firm, and thinking it was just gas. So we're just she's got a little gas bubble trapped inside of her. We'll let her go a little bit, and we end up taking her in. And then we noticed that it wasn't getting any softer.
Now Lucia is being treated at Seattle Children's Hospital, where doctors have laid out a long road ahead. Chemotherapy, followed by surgery, and then even more chemotherapy.
When it first happened, we ended up getting life flighted over here.
That means leaving Pasco behind and temporarily relocating to Seattle. Their days are now filled with hospital rooms, scans, and treatment plans, all while trying to comfort a baby who should only know home.
Prior to this, you don't ever think of a baby having cancer, right? You hear of adults going through treatment and, kiddos, unfortunately, but babies, and it's just a crazy experience.
As the emotional toll grows, so does the financial strain. Medical bills, housing near the hospital, travel, and time away from work are quickly adding up.
One thing that sticks out to me the most that I would like viewers to know is that having gone through this experience, I learned that only 4% of the federal research budget for cancer goes towards researching childhood cancers.
Despite everything, Lucia's family says they are holding on to hope and leaning on the support of the community.
Overall, just in addition, we just want to thank everyone who has helped out, rather if it's donating, if it's prayers, even just thinking of us, sharing. We appreciate everybody who's done it.
That was Austin Reed reporting. If you would like to help out, we do have a link to their fundraiser on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. Your time is 5:19 here on this Wednesday. Still ahead on Good Morning Northwest, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth is back with a look at your full First Alert weather forecast. A lot of us saw some rainy weather yesterday. Are we in for a wet Wednesday? Find out after this.
It's Truck Month with the Ford Crew.
Truck Month only happens once a year.
So it's gotta be big.
Like available Pro Power on board big.
Protect it with the Ford Security Package, Big.
Biggest deals of the year, Big.
There's only one Ford Truck Month.
Deal's so good, we need a bigger door, Big.
Oh, yeah. And now get 0% APR for 60 months with 0 down and 0 payments for up to 90 days, plus $1,000 Truck Month cash on select Ford vehicles.
These days, the world is moving faster than ever, but I like to say, not so fast when it comes to a progressive disease like chronic kidney disease. Jardiance is a little pill proven to slow the progression of CKD and reduce the risk of kidney failure, which can lead to dialysis.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and infection between and around the anus and genitals. Both may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in men and women, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Find the goodness of slow by saying, not so fast, CKD. Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
For 50 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion.
We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Dateline tonight on Apple Valley News Now's My Network TV.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We continue to track the potential for minor river flooding through Thursday along the Natchez and the Yakima rivers. It's not just the potential. We're already seeing some minor river flooding, but you see kind of for each gauge along each river, we're in general expecting most of this to wrap up at some point tomorrow. So it differs depending on the river gauge that you're talking about. But here is the flood warning that's in place for the Yakima River at Tanum. This runs until 10 a.m. for tomorrow. This includes places like Ellensburg, down to Holmes, Thrall, and it gets pretty close to Monastash Ridge as well. Here's the flood warning for the Natchez River at Natchez, and this goes all throughout the Natchez River Valley and then into portions of the upper valley, including places like Sela. And so that would run until roughly 4 p.m. for tomorrow. And then we have this flood watch. This is very interesting. The gauge for the Yakima River at Parker still only has those waters getting up into the action stage, not even technically in the flood stage. But I think the National Weather Service in Pendleton wants to dot all the I's and cross all the T's, as they are just going with a flood watch for now in the Yakima Valley. That spans from pretty much Parker all the way up to where that flood warning is in the Sela area. Here's how to prep for river flooding. Know your flood-prone areas, monitor forecast, make an evacuation plan, and gather supplies. You can find this full list of information posted online at applevalleynewsnow.com. Okay, we also have some snow to deal with through tomorrow morning. Now, for this morning, we're in the wake of the cold front right now, so we're just seeing a few light snow showers up in the Cascades. But as we put this into motion, you'll see we will end up having some more snow showers up in the Cascades. In fact, that's going to pick up quite a bit as we head deeper into the day. But after 5 a.m. for tomorrow. That's when things should taper off. Very quickly, here's some of the snowfall totals. We're anticipating up in the Cascades still around a half a foot of snow for our highest passes. Not much doing in the Blues. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Gust up to 40 miles per hour for today, then highs trending towards 70 this weekend. In Yakima, mid-50s tomorrow, then much more comfortable by Saturday and Sunday. In Ellensburg, gust up around 45 miles per hour today, then much calmer tomorrow. For Hermiston, windy today, lingering breezes after that, and trending warmer into the weekend. And finally, for Walla Walla, a 50-50 chance of rain Wednesday, but dry Thursday through Saturday.
Josh, thanks so much. Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, some of Hollywood's most iconic props are hitting the auction block. From superhero gear to classic movie memorabilia, fans could take home a piece of film history. This morning in entertainment, we'll see what's up for grabs, plus the very latest on some of your favorite shows. It's all after the break.
Here's your reminder about the Working Families Tax Credit, a refund of up to $1,330 back for all qualified workers in Washington, not just families. Get help at www.workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
New Nissan? Hi, Craig. Hey. You got to put it through its paces.
He can take it.
Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event featuring Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Get 0% APR for 60 months when financed through INMAC, or get $3,500 to $6,000 total savings on select models.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. At my law firm, we have a team that knows big truck wrecks. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Call the heavy hitter. When I call the insurance companies, they listen. Hit by a big truck, I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Nob Hill Casino invites you to have a ball. Not only do we have the friendliest dealers in town, but our progressive games have amazing jackpots. Play great Vegas-style table games 7 days a week. And when you join our Players Club, you'll unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Plus, Players Club members automatically take part in our Have a Ball drawing every hour on the half hour from 9:30 to 2:30. So grab your friends and take the short drive to Nob Hill Casino, where the locals come to win.
Hey Ham Fam, Easter is April 5th, and when family gathers, spend less time cooking and more time with them. At Honey Baked Ham, we have everything for your Easter feast, like our fully cooked spiral cut ham dripping with our famous glaze, or serve up a smoked or oven roasted turkey breast, or our perfectly seasoned, deliciously marbled prime rib. Add delicious sides and desserts, and your Easter dinner is ready to enjoy. Order online or give us a call today. Honey Baked Ham, helping you enjoy your time together.
Washington workers, you can get a refund of up to $1,330 back on taxes paid last year. See if you qualify and learn how to apply at www.workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
This newscast sponsored by Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital. Excellence you can trust.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Hope your morning is off to a great start. We are now approaching 5:28 on your Wednesday. All right, in your entertainment news this morning, some of the most recognizable items in movie history are about to go up for auction.
Yeah, we're talking about pieces from major franchises and fan favorites, from superhero suits to classic film props.
Plus, there are updates on a couple of popular streaming series, including one that's heading into its final season.
So with a look at what's making headlines in Hollywood, here is David Daniel with your Hollywood Minute.
A piece of Black Panther history is among more than 1,500 movie and pop culture items in Prop Store's Spring Entertainment Auction. In addition to a Black Panther stunt helmet from the 2018 film, the auction includes a Maximus Arena helmet and mask from Gladiator, a light-up C-3PO head from Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, a screen-matched Wilson volleyball from Castaway, and Quint's harpoon gun from Jaws. The live action runs through Friday. More info at PropStoreAuction.com. AppleTV.com.
Our mission is to find life in the far reaches of our solar system.
And they'll have one more season to do it. Apple TV says it's renewed For All Mankind for a 6th and final season, fulfilling the original arc envisioned by its creators. Meanwhile, Netflix has announced production has begun on season 5 of Bridgerton, focusing on Francesca Bridgerton Sterling and her late husband's cousin, Michaela Sterling. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
You like any of those items?
I think I want Wilson from Castaway. Yeah.
Wilson would be cool.
What about you?
I don't know. The Star Wars head thing would be kind of cool. I don't know. They all looked pretty neat because they're all big pieces. But you know what? All out of my budget, that's for sure.
I was about to say, I'm thinking you're going to have to fork out quite a bit for those.
I need those to be free 99.
Free 99.
But I don't think they are, so we're going to pass. But all right, your time is 5:30. Still ahead, Pasco leaders are reacting to decisions in Olympia this morning as new laws bring both wins and concerns. Now local leaders are weighing the impact, what it could mean locally, and what stands out straight ahead. Plus, new rules for artificial intelligence in Washington. A bill targeting chatbot safety is now law. This morning, we'll see what the new safeguards mean, what it covers, and what changes it brings. The full breakdown coming up next. But first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, OpenAI says, see ya, Sora. The latest version of the video generation app was launched last September. Now, OpenAI says it's saying goodbye to Sora, but not exactly saying when. Sora hit the top of the U.S. App Store charts after its debut, but has seen months of declining downloads. Next, Meta is allowing creators to include shopping links for up to 30 distinct products directly in their Reels. The feature is available both on Instagram and Facebook, but Facebook creators are limited to tagging products from marketplace partners like Amazon. And Nintendo is reportedly cutting production of the Switch 2 consoles by 33% after falling short of holiday sales expectations. Some gamers say the lack of new releases and expensive titles are to blame for the falling sales numbers. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Hannah Battah. Have a great day.
When you don't order furniture from Wayfair, it's natural to wonder what if. Like, what if it doesn't fit the space? Or what if it's tough to put together? What if it doesn't hold up? What if your friend Charles hates it?
I hate it.
With Wayfair, you don't have to wonder what if. It's style you'll love with quality you can trust.
That Wayfair sofa is fresh. These chips, stale. You gonna eat all that popcorn?
I thought people exaggerated about the pain from shingles.
I was wrong. I learned that the hard way.
But you don't have to. Talk to your healthcare provider today.
Meet my dad. National University supports all his ends with flexible online courses. He can be a student and teach me how to hit a curveball. He's an ender. National University supporting all your ends.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us here on Good Morning Northwest. I'm Wendy Redman. All right, let's get you started off this half hour with Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth standing by with an update on those latest conditions. And Josh, what do we need to be ready for? A windy Wednesday?
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be one of those, and also continuing to deal with some minor river flooding along the Naches and the Yakimas through tomorrow at least. Also picking up a quick half foot of snow for a Cascade passes through early tomorrow morning. Right now, temperatures not feeling all that bad, at least for the Lower Columbia Basin and for the Blue Foothills. 46 for the Tri-Cities, 51 for Walla Walla, but a good deal cooler in the Kittitas and the Yakima valleys as those temperatures are sitting in the 30s. First alert radar showing you some light showers in the Blues, also some light snow showers up in the Cascades. Points in between, we are looking pretty dry out there. Here's your umbrella cast for this Wednesday for the Yakima Valley. I do think there should be about a 10% chance of some showers around 2 p.m. for today, so just a very low end chance that you're going to need the umbrella. In general for this Wednesday, should trend mostly dry, but definitely windy out there. High temperatures getting up into the 50s and 60s. I'll have a lot more to say about those aforementioned winds coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. We begin this half hour of news in Pasco, where city leaders are reacting to the 2026 legislative session and its local impact. More than 1,200 bills were introduced, with just over 250 passed. Leaders say the focus was on affordability, tax reform, and closing a budget gap. While Pasco secured funding for a regional police training academy, officials remain concerned about unfunded mandates and potential cuts to city revenues.
It's so hard for me to get my head around how at the state, just between them trying to make it more tough for us to mitigate right-of-way encampments or putting LRAs in the middle of our communities. I mean, both those are so difficult for a business.
City leaders say they will continue working with lawmakers to address those concerns while advocating for policies that support local control, economic development, and the ability to provide essential services to the Pasco community. Washington Governor Bob Ferguson signed a series of new bills into law Tuesday, targeting everything from emerging technology to public safety. One of those measures, House Bill 2225. It focuses on regulating AI companion chatbots. The bill sets new rules for how these programs interact with users as concerns continue to grow over privacy safety and their impact on mental health. Supporters say it helps keep pace with rapidly evolving technology, while critics warn it could slow innovation.
As technology becomes better at producing realistic images, video, and audio, it is certainly important for Washingtonians to know what is human-made and what is machine-generated.
The governor also signed Senate Bill 6347, which rolls back certain changes to the state's estate tax. As lawmakers focus on regulation, they're also moving to address public safety concerns. This as Governor Ferguson also signed a bill banning the retail sale of nitrous oxide products. The new law targets sales at convenience stores and smoke shops, making it a gross misdemeanor to sell, distribute, or give away the product. Nitrous oxide, also known as laughing gas, is sometimes misused as a recreational drug and can have serious, even deadly consequences. The new law is set to take effect this summer. Your time is 5:36. Still ahead, one of the state's biggest pickleball events is getting even bigger. More days, more matches, and a new format. This morning, we are talking the 509 Summer Classic Tournament and how it's leveling up. The changes fans can expect when we come back.
Dateline tonight on Apple Valley News Now's My Network TV.
Only one game show is completely, incredibly, unbelievably average.
Been waiting for this my whole life.
Nate Bargatze hosts The Greatest Average American.
Truck Month only happens once a year.
So it's gotta be big.
Like available Pro Power on board big.
Protect it with the Ford Security Package big.
There's only one Ford Truck Month.
Deal's so good, we need a bigger door big.
Thought they were cooling off on the sidelines? Well, they're just getting warmed up.
Surprise, DirecTV got hot.
Hey, you know, I played in high school.
Really?
Well, I went to high school. I didn't go to high school.
Anyway, it's never been easier to keep up with your favorite sports on live TV and streaming apps. So hot. Wait, there's no ice in yours.
Why would I ruin a perfectly good bath?
At McCurley Chevrolet, your tax refund arrives at the right time. New incentives have been released, giving you more savings. That means your refund can go further, helping lower your monthly payment on a vehicle you rely on every day. Whether you're looking at a brand new Chevrolet or a McCurley certified pre-owned vehicle, this is a smart window to upgrade. Don't let your refund disappear. Invest it in something newer, safer, and more reliable. McCurley Chevrolet, your way home.
Looking for a laundry upgrade? Swing into Fred's Appliance and shop the best selection of top-rated washer and dryer sets. Come in today to take advantage of our in-stock, get-it-today inventory with the lowest price guaranteed. At Fred's Appliance, we promise you will experience hassle-free shopping with local expert help every step of the way. At Fred's, we still have the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in the region. We sell appliances, only appliances.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
To celebrate 160 years of Walla Walla Fair and Frontier Days, Apple Valley News Now is giving away tickets to the PRCA Rodeo and Cheap Trick before they're on sale. Enter at contests on AppleValleyNewsNow.com, and we'll see you at the Walla Walla Fair and Frontier Days.
Truck Month only happens once a year.
So it's gotta be big.
Like available Pro Power on board big.
Protect it with the Ford Security Package big.
There's only one Ford Truck Month.
Deal's so good, we need a bigger door big.
Only one game show is completely, incredibly, unbelievably average.
Been waiting for this my whole life.
Nate Bargatze hosts The Greatest Average American.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Will be windy for today and for tonight. Some of those peak gusts up around 30 to 45 miles per hour. And it's because of this. We have this cold front that is passing. That's ramping up the winds. We're already seeing some gusts up around 25 to 30 miles per hour this morning up in the Cascades. Has been a little bit breezy for the foothills and for the basin, but these winds going to ramp up, especially as we head deeper into the day. Here's what it's going to look like in the Tri-Cities. So those gusts up around 30 miles per hour by lunchtime, up around 40 miles per hour for the warmest part of the day between 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can see hour-by-hour wind gusts for your exact home address location, just like that, by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. Here's a little summation of some of the wind gusts we're expecting for today. The lower elevation is going to be anywhere between, say, 35 to 45 miles per hour, closer to 50 miles per hour for US 97. That would be Blewett Pass and Sadius Pass. And then for tonight, still for lower elevations between 30 to 45 miles per hour, maybe just a touch calmer for those passes on US 97. And given everything is in bloom, we'll have winds kicking stuff around. That pollen count is going to be in the medium to high range over the next 5 days, with those top allergens continuing to be juniper, alder, and poplar. So if that applies to you, have the allergy meds on standby. Okay, we continue to track the river flooding potential along the Naches and the Yakima through tomorrow at least. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
Sounds good, Josh, but first time to talk sports. One of the largest pickleball tournaments in the Pacific Northwest is actually getting even bigger. Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable spoke with tournament directors about what's new for the Summer Classic. Take a look.
Last June, Kennewick hosted the largest outdoor pickleball tournament in the state of Washington. Now it will be expanding even further. The 509 Summer Classic is moving from here at Lawrence Scott Park to one weekend here at the Columbia Basin Racquet Club and a second weekend at the Pacific Clinic.
Almost every year it's been either really hot, like over 100 degrees, or super windy where the conditions for play were subpar. So we had to move some of the events indoors at the Pacific campus. So this year they decided to just do everything indoors.
With an additional weekend, a new event is being added, the Minor League Pickleball 4-person format.
This year, in order to give MLP its full attention, we're splitting the tournament into 2 separate weekends. So the first weekend will be the traditional tournament events, singles, mix, and doubles. And then that second weekend will be completely focused on the team portion event, and that will be hosted here.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I've played in the 509 tournament before, and I've also played in the MILP, so it's exciting that they're coming together. I love the team event, and having it here at the PC is super fun.
Each year, the tournament has seen an increase in participants, with over 400 playing last year. Weekend 1 of play this year will go from Friday, June 19th to the 21st, and weekend 2 will be from June 27th to the 28th. Reporting in Kennewick, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
Ah, that looks like so much fun. The winners of the first weekend of tournament will play will split a $25,000 prize pot. Registration for all events are currently open, and you can find those links at applevalleynewsnow.com. Up next here on Good Morning Northwest, we have your morning sprint, everything you need to know as you head out the door on this Wednesday morning. And Josh, of course, coming back with a look at your full First Alert weather forecast as we leave you with this live look in Kennewick. Besides windy weather, what can you expect? He's talking flooding as well. Stay with us.
Chevy trucks are as capable and dependable as the Chevy people who drive them. You probably know one. Your sister. Your buddy. The ones who always show up. They all have that little extra something. And maybe you got it too.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Just announced. Get $8,360 total value on this 2026 Chevy Silverado. Plus, Costco executive members can get a $12.50 members-only incentive.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some. Gimme Some Bagels.
If you use opioids like fentanyl, you need to be ready for the possibility of an overdose. For starters, communicate. If you're using alone, ask someone you trust to check on you. Stay accessible. Be sure people can get to you if you need help. And start with a small dose, especially if it's been a while. The short version, plan ahead, stay safe. You're worth the effort. More tips at preventoverdosewa.org/safety tips.
In 1997, my father-in-law, John Ramsey, started this business. We took it from 2.5 acres. Now we're 22 acres.
What separates us is you're not just a number when you walk in the door.
Professional, on time. They answer all my questions.
Our experience was so positive. There was no pressure. It feels like a home away from home.
I can guarantee you when you buy an RV from us, you are part of the Broadmoor family.
At Broadmoor RV,
we make camping fun! This March, the keys to winning are waiting for you at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. And one of those keys unlocks a brand new Toyota 4Runner or $20,000 cash on March 29th. But until then, kickstart the winning with up to $10,000 in free play every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Rev up your luck and multiply your entries every Wednesday. Each entry brings you one step closer to the choice between a new Toyota 4Runner or $20,000 cash. It's the $100,000 keys to winning. Only at Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton.
Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, Stacy Lee weather. Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We continue to deal with the potential of minor river flooding along the Natchez and the Yakima through Thursday. It's really not a potential. We're already seeing some of that said minor river flooding. Most of this is going to wrap up at some point on Thursday. You can find this full list of gauges, flooding time frame posted online at applevalleynewsnow.com. But I think the best way to analyze this on TV is just to show you the areas that the National Weather Service in Pendleton has outlined for a flood warning. So this would be for the Yakima River at Tanum. See, this goes from Ellensburg all the way down to Tanum, getting pretty close to Manastash Ridge. Then for the Natchez River at Natchez, this goes from the Y, where the highway splits off, all the way down to the, I would say this would include the city limits of Yakima. Then there's a flood watch from Yakima all the way down to, it's south of Parker, down to Donald. So again, most of the flooding potential should wrap up at some point tomorrow. Here's how to prep for river flooding. Know your flood prone areas, monitor forecasts, make an evacuation plan, and gather supplies. You can also find all of these little bits of information posted online at applevalleynewsnow.com. Okay, there's also a little bit of snow in the forecast. We could pick up a quick half foot of snow for a Cascade passes through early tomorrow morning. For this morning, just seeing some very light snow showers for the Cascades, very light rain showers for the Blues. We'll put this into motion with Futurecast satellite and radar, and Yes, we could have some rainfall today for lower elevations, also for the Blues, but the best chances of snow obviously going to be in the Cascades, especially the deeper into the day we get. That'll continue into the overnight hours, into the wee hours of the morning for tomorrow, but after 5 a.m., most of that should taper off. So here are some of the snowfall totals we're anticipating from this morning through early tomorrow morning. Picking up around, like I said, 4 to 6 inches of snow, around a half foot for some of our highest Cascade passes. For the Blues, just a little smattering at best. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Gusts up to around 40 miles per hour today, then highs trending towards 70 this weekend. In Yakima, mid-50s today, mid-50s tomorrow. They're much more comfortable by Saturday and Sunday. For Ellensburg, gust up to around 45 miles per hour today, much calmer tomorrow. Then for Hermiston, windy today, lingering breezes after that, and trending warmer into the weekend. Finally, for Walla Walla, 50-50 chance of rain Wednesday, but dry Thursday through Saturday.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time now for your morning sprint in this 5 o'clock hour. Here are the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. Yakima police made an arrest in connection with a deadly shooting from late 2024. Authorities say a 35-year-old man is now facing multiple charges, including second-degree murder, drive-by shooting, and unlawful possession of a firearm. The case stems from November 8th when a 32-year-old man was found shot on Erickson Lane. He died at the scene despite life-saving efforts. Police say the investigation led to the arrest, but they are still asking anyone with any information to come forward as the case continues. 5 months after a deadly hit and run in Sunnyside, the family of 17-year-old Israel Ramirez is still searching for answers. Ramirez was hit and killed just days before his 18th birthday. Police say the driver left the scene, nearly hitting some witnesses. His family describes him as a hardworking student with plans for the future and says the lack of answers has been painful. Authorities are still looking for a dark-colored sedan tied with the case and are urging anyone with any information on this to please come forward. State fire officials are already warning about a potentially tough wildfire season in Washington. Low snowpack is raising concerns about drought conditions, especially in central and eastern parts of the state, where fires can spread quickly. Officials say they're in a stronger position this year after wildfire funding was restored, allowing crews and equipment to be ready earlier. The focus now is on early detection, stopping fires before they grow and threaten homes and communities. A project aimed at bringing a public market experience to Kennewick has come to an end. The market at the Columbia River Warehouse is now closed, with vendors already beginning to relocate. Organizers say the space will transition into a new concept, a shared commercial kitchen and event space for food businesses. Some existing tenants will remain, while the focus shifts to supporting local food entrepreneurs in a different way. A Pasco family is facing a life-changing diagnosis after their 3-month-old daughter, Lucia, was diagnosed with a rare form of liver cancer. She is now being treated at Seattle Children's Hospital, where doctors have outlined a long road that includes chemotherapy and surgery. Her family says the diagnosis came suddenly, forcing them to leave home and adjust to life in the hospital. As medical and travel costs grow, they say community support has been critical, helping them to stay focused on Lucia's fight. If you'd like to help out, we do have a link to their fundraiser on our website, applevalley.newsnow.com. Topping your national headlines this morning, about 1,000 soldiers from the U.S. Army's 82nd Airborne Division at Fort Bragg in North Carolina are expected to deploy to the Middle East. Those developments could be in the coming days. One source says the brigade will be the ready unit, prepared to be called on if needed. The deployment is expected to include command staff and ground forces. The war on Iran is in its 4th week now, with the U.S. military relying on fighter jets, bombers, and drones to strike more than 9,000 targets. President Trump says negotiations with Iran are underway. In your business headlines this morning, a New Mexico jury found Meta liable in a case over child sexual exploitation on its platforms. The jury found the company violated state law in a case accusing it of failing to warn users about the dangers of its platforms and protect children from sexual predators. Meta was found liable on all counts and ordered to pay $375 million in damages. A Meta spokesperson said the company respectfully disagrees and plans to appeal. In health news, produce like spinach, grapes, and strawberries carry high levels of potentially harmful pesticide residues. That's according to this year's Dirty Dozen report from the health advocacy organization Environmental Working Group. Nectarines, peaches, cherries, apples, blackberries, pears, potatoes, and blueberries also made the list. Spinach, though, took the top spot. EWG says it holds more pesticide residue by weight than any other type of produce. For the first time, the report found more than 60% of all Dirty Dozen samples contain pesticides that are also forever chemicals called PFAS. In your morning sports headlines, the Seattle Kraken fought back in a big way, but came up just short in a 5-4 shootout loss to Florida. An exciting game. After a scoreless first period, the game opened up fast with 8 total goals between the second and the third. The Panthers built a 4-1 lead, but Seattle answered with a surge, scoring 3 goals in just over 2 minutes to tie it at 4. Overtime couldn't decide it, sending the game to a shootout. That's where Florida found the edge, scoring on their chance while holding Seattle off the board. The Kraken walk away with a point and head into their next matchup looking to build off late momentum. You can watch the Kraken face off against Tampa Bay tomorrow right here on ABC Apple Valley News Now. Trending this morning, crowdfunding donations are just pouring in for an elderly veteran working to make ends meet. It all started when Savannah Salters ordered a pizza delivered by an elderly DoorDash driver.
She soon found out that the driver was a local 76-year-old Vietnam vet named Larry Philip Colvin, who recently came out of retirement to earn money to aid with his family's medical bills. Colvin delivers 6 days a week with only Wednesdays off for church.
Salters says she doesn't think it's right and was moved to start a GoFundMe. That effort really paying off in a big way. As of this morning, more than 1,000 donations and over $50,000 has been raised. So it's really good to see like the community coming together to help him because, you know, he needs to be home with his family too at this time.
Yeah, he needs to rest, delivering 6 days a week.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's good exercise and all. He was getting around pretty good.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
You know, it's good to see everybody coming together. All right, your time is 5:57. Still ahead, more homes, more growth, and more demand. Prosser is expanding, and the city is trying to keep up. City leaders are now planning for the future. This morning, we'll hear from officials on what projects are in the works and what's being planned. It's all coming up at 6 o'clock. Plus, new laws now on the books in Washington, and they reach from artificial intelligence to everyday stores. This morning, we head to Olympia to break down the big changes that could impact both technology and public safety. Those details just ahead on Good Morning Northwest. And Josh, what are you working on?
We are tracking some flooding, some winds, some snow, and you'll just have to see if there's anything else in the forecast. So all that's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.